Not too bad for the third day of running ads. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Arie, and in this one, I'm gonna essentially show you my whole step-by-step Facebook ad strategy that I followed to literally generate these results right now in August 2018. So nothing that happened 6 months ago, no strategy that I used like a year ago. This is stuff that is working right now. Now guys, this is a brand new store that we started recently. As you guys know, I did get a new mentor. We talked about a lot of different things, and we decided we need to close everything down and just focus down on one store. So we did that. We started it, and boom, boom, boom. One thing led to another, and we're already picking up the momentum that we had before. So pretty cool, and that's why I showed you those results real quick, because these are the exact things that we're doing right now. Now I'm gonna go into my computer in this one and show you the actual strategy, but I do wanna make sure that if you do get a lot of value out of this video, you subscribe to the family. We're growing super fast still, even though I've been a little bit inactive lately, because I've been so busy with my stores and a lot of family stuff. I'm sure you guys understand, but yes, it would be amazing if you could do that. And if you have been subscribed for a while, I love you. And yeah, so let's just hop right into my computer. Let's go. Alright guys, we're in my computer now, and as you can see, I have a Google Doc here pulled up with my entire strategy written down on it, even down to the lookalikes. So I'm gonna explain the whole thing to you so that you can go out there and apply it. Now, I didn't have enough time to put this in a PDF so that you can actually download it on your own. This is kind of gonna be like a little cheat sheet that you can use, but I will do that in the future. So I promise, like in 3 days, I'll have that ready for you. It's probably gonna be linked in this description, or if you follow me on Instagram, which you should, I'll link you to it through there. But yes, let's get right into it. So a few things, a few prefixes that I want to just get out of the way right away so that you understand this whole thing is a slash like this, right? Like this one, it means narrow down. So if you've ever made a Facebook ad, you know that you can pick an interest and then you can narrow it down by other interests or whatever it may be. So that's what that means. And as you can see, there is 10 total ad sets in here. So most of you guys do know, a lot of you guys are seasoned veterans to my strategy, and a lot of you have even implemented it for free and used it to get really awesome results, so that's amazing. But this is it. So I do one interest, right? Just one single interest related to your niche, of course, and then narrow it down by engaged shoppers. And then I target worldwide. That's what WW means. I'll write that in here. WW equals worldwide. And then, I do Facebook and Instagram feeds, which is honestly, guys, super, super important. I know a lot of people say to only do Facebook feeds, and that's fine. You can test it out that way, maybe separate them. But I've always found that the cheapest results come from having both at the beginning and then start split testing them separately once you do find winning audiences or winning interest, right? Now, of course, right here at the end, I have the optimize or conversion window, and I always leave it at 7-day click or 1-day view. Now, a lot of other people will tell you to do only 1-day click, and that's totally fine. A lot of people use that, and it makes sense. 1-day click is typically people who are more prone to purchase now, right? Who are a little more impulsive. But here's the thing, it comes at a price, right? It's higher quality traffic like that usually implies higher cost. It's just like targeting the US only, right? Yes, it's the best traffic. You'll likely get more purchases, from less traffic, but the traffic is gonna cost a lot more. So it kind of balances out in the end. So it's really up to you how you wanna approach it, but 7-day click or 1-day view is the way I do it, and same with worldwide. That's what we're doing right now. That screenshot I showed you of our new store that we just started doing 1.4K pretty much yesterday, and then today it's already at 336, so looking good so far today. Hopefully we reach another $1,000 day on a Monday. That'll be great, and then by next week hopefully we scale out to 2,000 or 3,000 per day, which is really exciting, guys. This is what I've been working for, me and Tyler, both of us. So make sure you follow Tyler, by the way, on Instagram. That's where he's active on, kind of. He's not that active, but if you want to know what he's up to, that's where you'll find it. But anyways, guys, and as you can see here, all of these are pretty much the same, right? Not the same, they're different interests, but they're structured the same, except for ad set number 9 and ad set number 10. And the reason why, guys, is because these are the two ad sets that I like to test something different on, right? Because I do like to mix it up a little bit with my ad sets. So let's just say on ad set 9, I do an interest stack. Now, if you don't know what an interest stack is essentially combining like 3 of these interests from here and making it in just one, in one interest, right? No narrow down, nothing, just one interest with a bunch of interests, right? So it's a huge audience. Now, you might be thinking, Arie, well, why would I do that if I didn't do that before? Why wouldn't I do more like these? Well, you can test more ad sets like this, but I wouldn't recommend it. I typically like to section everything off, separately, so I know where my results are actually coming from. But that being said, this does work a lot. One of our best ad sets of all time that is still on till this day, it's been going on for like 6 months, is an interest stack like this. It's like 3 really big interests, and it's like 70 million people. And then in the 10th ad set, I would do something the opposite, right? Instead of a really broad interest stack, I would do like a narrowed down, flexed down interest. So I would do interest 10, narrow down by interest 9, narrow down by interest 8, right? So it's kind of the opposite. This one is more very targeted. Now, this one might give you more expensive costs, of course, because the more narrow down you go, the more expensive it gets for the most part, but it's not a big deal because sometimes it does prove to give you a lot better conversions. Not always though. This is why you test it. Now guys, I do want to make a note here real quick that you don't have to do 10. You can do way more than 10. We like to do 15 to 20. I think that's the sweet spot, 15 to 20 ad sets, depending on how many products you're testing. So right now, for example, we're going to start testing 4 products a week, and we're going to do 10 only because we're going to outsource the task of testing products, and it'll be the easiest to just do 10. And this is literally like the cheat sheet that I'm going to give my VAs, right? I'm going to like train them and say, look, this is what you got to follow, exactly what I'm showing you right now. Now, like I have here, keep making new interest ad set variations. So don't move on from this stage of making ad sets for as long as possible. Like if you're profitable, making money and scaling effectively, just doing interest targeting, keep going. Keep gathering data, guys. That's the thing. A lot of people like to rush lookalikes. I don't know why. I mean, I get why, because they're pretty glorified in the space. And yes, they're amazing audiences, but there's no reason to start doing them if you don't have to yet, right? It's like if interests are working super well, keep milking the interest. Keep making more interest and keep testing audiences that way. Until you're kind of, until you run out of audiences to test like that, and then move on to some interest. Because guess what, or to some lookalikes. Because guess what, guys? The longer you wait on your lookalikes, the better they'll perform. The more data that your lookalikes have, the better that they will perform. So just wait it out. Don't rush the lookalikes if you don't have to, right? And that's why I have this, bolded here. It's like, you have to keep making new interest variations every single day, and keep testing interest, milk the interest until you no longer have any other ideas for interest targeting, and then move on to lookalikes. So right here I have, right after this, let's just say you already found, let's just say you have 10 winning ad sets, you've tested like 50 or so or whatever. Probably less. Start some retargeting audiences. You can actually start retargeting audiences very early on. So this is pretty much up to you because they won't spend that much money anyways. I like to start my retargeting audiences with view content. View content is like the best retargeting audience usually. So I just run that at $3 a day. I don't target USA only, but you could target USA only. Here's the thing. I don't like to do that always because I do get a lot of sales from a lot of different places, but if you're targeting US only, that's totally fine. US does give you the best traffic, like I said, and you can go ahead and test new things with retargeting audiences. I mean, just because you make one retargeting audience doesn't mean you're like done, right? Like you can, if this doesn't perform, turn it off and try something new. Now, you know what? Another thing I'm gonna do here is you can try 1-day click. I've done that, but I also like to do IG feeds, and I just leave it at 7-day click. 7-day click or 1-day view. But here's the thing, guys. I also test, so I'll also do that for these. But the other thing that I also like to test is some with automatic placement. So for example, I'll do another ad to like this, right? But then instead of Facebook feeds and IG feeds, I'll do AP, which is automatic placement. Okay, so automatic placement, and that's it. Okay, so I keep cycling through those. $3 a day, it's not gonna kill you. And then of course you want to start with the view content lookalikes, and then the video view content custom audience for retargeting and video view retargeting, because those are the ones that you're gonna have the most data for, right? So they're the ones that are gonna be able to run for longer. Now of course, as soon as you reach, like 300, 400 add to carts, or even less, you could do like 200, I would start some, retargeting audiences for abandoned carts. And for these ones in particular, make sure that you're changing up your ad copy. And same with some of these audiences, changing up the ad copy is a great way to see some really, really awesome results. So for example, for these, since it's retargeting audiences, what you could do is you could say, here is a special discount for you. We noticed you stopped by our shop. Make sure you use this discount next time to get an extra 15% off your order. Something like that, and it's really, really gonna be very effective. Now let me see. Sorry, my cat is over here like distracting me. She's super cute. But anyways, so now once you're done with this, right, you have some ad sets, you got some winning ad sets, you're gonna break down your main campaign to see where the countries, where the best results are coming from, right? Like the best countries. And you're gonna pick the absolute best country to start your lookalikes in, okay? That's what you wanna do. You wanna do single country lookalikes at first. They do work better than buying country lookalikes, not always, but in the past I've done buying country lookalikes first, and I think that's a mistake. I think you should do that after, once you run through like a bunch of different country lookalikes. But anyway, so pick that best country and milk that country, just like the interest, right? You want to stay in that country for as long as possible when it comes to lookalikes. And you can test multiple countries at the same time, but I would probably separate them out into separate campaigns. So as you can see here, maybe take a screenshot of this, because I'm not going to go through all of this, but this is the exact step-by-step that you should follow for your lookalikes, like 1 through 10%, so 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, all in separate ad sets, right? And you're gonna start with the product page viewers, so people who viewed a specific page, right? And then you can keep going. Of course, after that, it's abandoned checkouts, people who checked out or abandoned the checkout and then initiated checkouts and then purchases. So guess what, guys? It's gonna take you a while to go through all of these because you might not have enough data for all of them. And this is why I'm telling you, you have to milk the early stages, because otherwise these won't perform as well as you'd want them to, right? So make sure that you don't rush this. Start with the product page viewers. Do 1 through 10% and do it slowly. Every day create 1 or 3 new lookalikes, right? So 1, 2, 3%, and then the next day 4, 5, 6. Then the next day, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe. And then once you're done with those, you move on to abandoned checkouts. And then same deal. You keep going, cycling through ad sets. And make a new one every single day. You have to make a new ad set every day. That is the key to success, I swear. Like, if you can make a new ad set every single day, you're gonna always be finding new winning ad sets, and you're always gonna have room to scale, which is super important. And guys, these are all the possible lookalikes that you can make and you should make. So I encourage you to, once you're done with like some of the purchase ones and you've tested a lot of different things, try some of these out, like, fan page followers. If you're growing your fan page, which you should be growing your fan page, you can try that out. Video viewers, so I usually start with video view lookalikes, but I don't know, I think sometimes it is better to start with product, like the view content lookalikes. But either way works. And then Instagram engagers, that's another one that nobody ever thinks about, but it's a really, really solid one. So guys, that's pretty much it for this one. I don't want to make this too long. I wanted to make this brief so you get a really nice idea, really concise video on my whole strategy so that you can watch it over and over again if you need to. But this is exactly what we're doing right now to get those numbers. Make sure you watch some of my previous videos. I have playlists now for all of my Facebook ads videos and Instagram videos and email marketing, product research, all that stuff. I have playlists for it on my channel, so make sure you check those out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out.